Hey love, you're tuning in with Nikki and Mama. Pour a cup, take a breath, let's talk about motherhood. The joys, the chaos, and everything in between. Welcome to Mamahood Diaries.
Hi, I'm Nikki,
Hi, I'm Mama.
and we are the
Mamahood
Diaries. Harap maklum, suara saya masih serak.
Yalah, saya
But
faham.
the show must go on.
Yes.
So, hari ini.
Okay, by the way, Mama just want to say thank you so much untuk teman-teman, my siblings, sahabat handai, semualah yang telah wish Mama happy birthday on the last 25th hari tu. Thank you so much atas your wishes and all the doa-doa. I mean, and I thank you to my husband also sebab I dapat spek baru.
Yay! Selamat hari jadi. Selamat hari jadi. Selamat hari jadi kepada mamaku. Selamat hari jadi. Dung ceng ceng. Happy birthday, mother. Anyway, guys, Mama's birthday falls on Christmas. Everyone's like celebrating it with you. Every year.
Every year.
Okay lah. Alright, Ma. So, hari ini kita ada email.
Wow, okay.
And from another mother, from another mama. Again, I dah baca dulu lah. Tapi I want you to read out to everyone.
Oh, okay.
It's all in English. Jadi nanti I rasa I will just translate to
dalam bahasa lah.
Melayu. Then we read it out. Still
Yalah.
nanti I bacakan bahasa
Boleh,
Melayu
boleh.
dia. It's not very long lah, but it's kind of deep this topic. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, okay. Let me pass this to you.
Okay, sure.
You cut your cup. Can see, right? Quite
Boleh,
it's
boleh.
big enough for you to see. Okay.
Okay.
Bermula. Satu. Adu. Mana satu mama punya, mata I punya ni?
Ni Mama punya.
Okay, ni I punya. Okay.
Kan boleh letak sini.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bermula. Mula.
Okay, start baca sekarang Okay. Been contemplating, wanting to share or not, but here I am. You can just call me Deepa. I actually caught my ex-husband cheating. 14 years of marriage. 14 years of being together as a family, shattered in a blink. When I found out about the other woman, like many other wives out there who goes through this same shit, my life felt so lost and broken. And worse, not realizing that our home was actually breaking too. He changed and so was I. Slowly and quietly, he didn't become cruel overnight. He just became absent. He would come home late and his face was already tired. But I know it's not from work. I changed from being a happy mom to be a quiet one. Since then, my routine is go to work, come home and just spend my time in my room. I thought I was the only one hurting, not knowing my children was too. They felt it before I could even explain it to them. Anyway, I have 2 children, aged 8 and 13. Their father who once helped them now barely look at them. When they talk loudly, he would just snap and get angry. If they asked him questions, he would just answer short and that was it. Can see lah, my kids crave for his attention. Despite seeing this, I just swallowed everything. I carried on still my duty as a mother. I cooked for them and tried my best to be there for them. Our nights are usually quiet. No laughter, no noise. Seriously, our house was so quiet that we could hear the sound of the fan. I was still married at that time and I was trying to stay. I kept telling myself to be patient. I know he is still with that woman, but I just couldn't let go. Do it for the children, do it for the children. That was I always say to myself. But the longer I stayed, the more I watched my children change until they actually stopped talking to their father. And one day my eldest daughter said this, "Mama, it's okay if Papa doesn't come home anymore. We'll be okay, just us." That sentence broke me. My daughter have learned how to live without her father present in the house. He is here, but not emotionally, even though he sleeps under the same roof. You know what? Infidelity doesn't only steal loyalty, it steals safety. It teaches children that love can vanish without warning. And that is very, very, very sad. No children should feel this, especially from their own parents. I go to bed every night carrying guilt. I only know that the more I remain in this marriage, my children will lose a little more of who they are. And that hurts far more than losing a husband. I kept all this to myself. Even my parents didn't know what was going on in the house. It took just one fine day for me to finally decide that was it. I can no longer let my children grow up in this empty house. It's empty, no spark, no light. When I left, it felt free, happier than before, but the trauma is still there. A thought that never crossed my mind, to be separated, to have a broken family, and it took just one person's selfish behavior to kill a happiness. That's all.
Are you sad?
Yeah, I'm very sad.
Can hear your voice shaking.
Yeah,
Sedih kan? Okay.
sedih.
So let me just translate this into bahasa Melayu. Mama nak baca ke I baca? Dah I baca Alamak, tisu tak siapkan lah. Ni mesti Laisha lagi Okay. Ini I cuma Google Translate aja lah.
Okay.
Kejap Okay. Saya terfikir sama ada mahu berkongsi atau tidak. Tapi inilah saya. Awak boleh panggil saya Deepa. So of course we believe that she's an Indian mother lah. Indian woman. So tak kira lah mana bangsa pun kan kita terima.
Dia juga seorang ibu.
Yeah, correct. Saya sebenarnya ternampak bekas. I don't think so it's sebenarnya. Caught kan. Saya sebenarnya okay, I will change a bit lah ikut cara cerita dia. Takkan ternampak kan. Caught apa? Caught ternampak ke?
Saya tangkap.
Tangkap lah. Okay. Saya sebenarnya tangkap bekas suami saya curang. 14 tahun perkahwinan, 14 tahun bersama sebagai sebuah keluarga, hancur berkecai dalam sekelip mata. Apabila saya mengetahui tentang wanita itu, seperti ramai isteri lain di luar sana yang melalui perkara yang sama, hidup saya terasa begitu hilang dan hancur. Dan yang paling teruk, tidak menyedari bahawa rumah tangga kami juga sebenarnya sedang hancur. Dia berubah dan begitu juga saya. Perlahan-lahan dan senyap. Perlahan-lahan lah. Dia tidak menjadi kejam dalam sekelip mata. Dia seperti tidak menghadir dalam hidup kita. Dia akan pulang lewat dan wajahnya sentiasa letih. Tapi saya tahu ia bukan kerana kerja. Saya berubah daripada seorang ibu yang bahagia kepada seorang yang pendiam. Sejak itu rutin saya adalah pergi bekerja, pulang ke rumah dan hanya menghabiskan masa saya di bilik saja. Saya fikir saya satu-satunya yang sakit. Tidak tahu anak-anak saya juga sakit. Mereka merasakannya sebelum saya sempat menjelaskannya kepada mereka. Apa-apa pun, saya mempunyai 2 orang anak berusia 8 dan 13 tahun. Ayah mereka yang pernah memeluk mereka kini jarang memandang mereka. Apabila mereka bercakap dengan kuat, dia hanya akan membentak dan marah. Jika mereka bertanya soalan kepadanya, dia hanya menjawab pendek dan itu sahaja. Dapat melihat anak-anak saya mendambakan perhatiannya. Mendambakan tu crave lah, nakkan dia punya attention lah. Walaupun melihat ini, I don't find this right. Walaupun ni betul direct translate sih. Walaupun ajalah walaupun saya hanya menelan segala-galanya, saya tetap meneruskan tugas saya sebagai seorang ibu. Saya memasak untuk mereka dan cuba sedaya upaya untuk berada di sisi mereka. Malam kami biasanya sunyi, tiada ketawa, tiada bunyi bisik. Serius, rumah kami menjadi sangat sunyi sehingga kami dapat mendengar bunyi kipas. Saya masih berkahwin pada masa itu dan saya cuba untuk tinggal. Okay, let me read this part.
Stay. Maknanya saya untuk
the sini is I was still married at that time and I was still trying to stay.
Maknanya.
So maknanya
dia masih berusaha
untuk stay lah. Untuk tak pergi mana-mana lah. Cuba mempertahankan lah. Okay, saya masih berkahwin pada masa tu dan saya cuba untuk bertahan lah. Saya terus memberitahu diri saya untuk bersabar. Saya tahu dia masih bersama wanita itu, tetapi saya tidak boleh melepaskannya. Lakukan untuk anak-anak. Itulah yang selalu saya katakan kepada diri saya. Tetapi semakin lama saya tinggal, semakin saya melihat anak-anak saya berubah. Okay. Tetapi semakin lama saya bertahan,
ya.
Semakin saya melihat anak-anak saya berubah. Sehingga mereka benar-benar berhenti bercakap dengan ayah mereka. Dan pada suatu hari, anak perempuan sulung saya berkata begini, "Mama, tak apa kalau papa tak balik rumah lagi. Kita akan baik-baik saja. Cuma kita." Ayat itu membuatkan saya hancur luluh. Anak perempuan saya telah belajar bagaimana untuk hidup tanpa kehadiran ayahnya di rumah. Ayah ada di sini tetapi bukan secara emosi, walaupun dia tidur di bawah bumbung yang sama. Awak tahu tak, ketidaksetiaan bukan sahaja mencuri kesetiaan, ia mencuri keselamatan. Ia mengajar anak-anak bahawa cinta boleh hilang tanpa amaran. Dan itu saya sangat-sangat sedih. Tiada anak yang patut merasai ini, terutamanya daripada ibu bapa mereka sendiri. Saya tidur setiap malam dengan rasa bersalah. Saya hanya tahu bahawa semakin saya kekal dalam perkahwinan ini, anak-anak saya akan kehilangan sedikit lagi siapa diri mereka. Kejap Yeah, they will lose a little more of who they are. Dan itu jauh lebih menyakitkan daripada kehilangan seorang suami. Saya merahsiakan semua ini. Malah ibu bapa saya tidak tahu apa yang berlaku di dalam rumah. Hanya satu hari yang baik. This one is, it just took one fine day. Pada satu hari itulah. Pada satu hari itu, saya akhirnya memutuskan bahawa itu sahaja. Pada satu hari tu baru dia macam sedar, macam dah tak boleh lah, macam itu.
Dah tak boleh tahan lagi.
Saya tidak lagi boleh membiarkan anak-anak saya membesar di rumah kosong ini. ianya kosong. Tiada percikan api, tiada cahaya. Tak ada, bukan pasal percikan api lah. Tak ada cahaya lah
Tak ada
rumah tu.
cahaya.
Apabila saya pergi, apabila dia dah pergilah, bila dia dah lepas dia rasa bebas, lebih gembira daripada sebelumnya. Tetapi trauma itu masih ada. Satu fikiran yang tidak pernah terlintas di fikiran saya, iaitu untuk berpisah, untuk berpisah, untuk mempunyai keluarga yang berantakan, dan hanya perlu sikap mementingkan diri sendiri seorang aja untuk membunuh kebahagiaan ini. Deepa, I'm very sorry that you have to go through this.
Thank you, Deepa,
Thank you for your
email. Thank you.
I really get very excited when we receive email because it's really something yang
kita dapat berkongsi.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's all about motherhood kan.
Yes.
Macam curahan seorang
ibu, isteri.
Is that the
Betul.
word curahan?
Curahan hati seorang isteri, seorang ibu kan.
Yeah, and I find strength in mothers who share dorang punya stories lah. So like for example, Deepa ni
She's a strong mother.
definitely.
Yeah.
Let's go one by one Okay, so she caught her husband cheating, and then 14 tahun kahwin,
Itulah.
and in a blink, dalam just sekejap mata je,
Segalanya berubah.
Correct. And then berubah bukan just towards Deepanya, tapi dengan
Anak-anak sekali Anak-anak terasa dia punya hentakan lah, macam pukulan tu.
Yeah. Kesian lah because anak dia masih young, say 8 and 13. Yeah, 8 and 13. So macam itulah kan. So sekarang lah banyak lah kita dengar cerita perempuan lain kira
Merampas kebahagiaan keluarga
ni
lain.
kira consider merampas lah.
Yeah.
Bukan merampas kebahagiaan the wife, not Deepa, but also the children.
The children. Because nak ikutkan kita nak salahkan perempuan tu pun susah sebab tepuk sebelah tangan takkan berbunyi. So
this is a very deep topic lah because I think when it touches third party ada sikit rawa.
Betul.
So everyone should know whether you're doing a good thing or you're doing a bad thing lah. Kan? Tapi these are one of the reasons, one of many cases yang
terjadi lah.
people go through.
Yes.
Kan? Mothers go through.
Yes.
Macam building a family is one tau. I think it's all everybody, bukan setakat perempuan dan lelaki. Whoever marries each other, dia ada satu keinginan, which is to build a family and to be together and be happy together. That's it.
Yeah. That's why you build that family. If not, you don't build one lah actually.
Yeah, correct. Like if the thing is, if there is no chemistry amongst husband and wife ke apa ke, then talk things out and don't get third party involved lah sebenarnya kan.
That's the best lah. Because once dah ada third party that's it. That's it. Kalau dah third party ni dah mencurah ni memang dah susah lah.
Tapi depends, macam there are mothers yang stay because of anak. So like for Deepa, memang banyak. So
for Deepa, at first she's trying. I know that maybe for Deepa, Mama rasa she's trying to build back that family lah. Tapi she knows that the third party is still there. So lepas dia tengok anak-anaknya macam semakin berubah mungkin dari segi perangai, she realised that she have to move on lah.
Dia macam dah tak fikir diri dia tau.
Yeah.
Dia cuma tengok anak
dia.
Macam dia tengok anak dia pun macam makin berubah, makin macam, because mungkin that household dah jadi I don't know, toxic lah, very quiet. Mak bapak dah tak berbual.
macam dulu. As what she said, senyap, and bila kipas pusing pun boleh
She
dengar,
specifically said about the kipas. So you can imagine how quiet
the
house is.
Yeah.
Kan, macam dia buat hal dia sendiri, laki dia, anak-anak dia. Kan.
Mungkin as for Deepa, she can macam buat hal sendiri, macam yalah, mungkin baca magazine ke apa, but not the children, you know. The
Salah
children.
minum.
Aduh.
Repeat balik.
Apa tadi mau cakap?
Tu lah dia.
Maybe okay. Maybe for Deepa, macam dia boleh buat sesuatu yang to make herself busy ke, you know, occupied, but not her children lah. Her children is too young to go macam
To understand what is happening, kan.
mungkin dia pun understand, tapi dia macam they cannot do anything.
Because based on what she say, dia kata even before she could explain it to them, diorang sendiri dah rasa macam
Something is not
the
right.
father is not there emotionally kat rumah, dah berubah lah.
Yalah. Tapi memang kalau seseorang tu dah ada third party atau pasangan lain, mesti dia ada perubahan pada diri dia towards anak-anak, especially towards wife, kan. Jadi macam dia dah macam tak pandang isteri dia lah.
Ya, kan.
Jadi mind dia asyik ingat itulah third party itulah, kan.
Anyway, the email that she sent, if you read thoroughly, kan, she did not mention about macam lebih pada the husband punya curang. She mentioned more about
children.
what happened, macam kat rumah macam mana, and then anak dia macam mana, sampai dia tak share apa laki dia buat. Dia cuma cakap pasal laki dia balik kerja muka selalu penat,
itu
dengan
je
laki
lah.
dia punya cara layan anak dia.
Itu saja.
But kebanyakan yang dia cerita is more to anak-anak dia.
That means she's more worried about her children.
Yeah, exactly. Kan, I think that lies to mostly to all mothers lah. Kan, macam kalau kita, I don't know, if I were to be put in this kind of situation, I would believe that I will definitely allow my husband to make changes. Macam for her case, dia give chance what. She keep on saying do it for the children, kan. So that is one reason that she stayed. It's because of the children. So mungkin dia punya pemikiran tu is dia nak tengok perubahan, not for her, on her, tapi perubahan how he treat the children.
Yes.
So dia dah sampai ke tahap kalau sampai tahap anak dia sendiri dah cakap, you know, it's okay kalau papa tak balik. That means mesti ada case yang bapak dia tak balik jugalah, you know. So tu yang buat dia macam, you know, this has to stop lah.
Maybe of course, for sure lah, senang cakap, for sure anak dia mesti nampak mak dia, how mak dia nangis every time. So that's how the children macam console her, you know, like it's okay, ma.
I believe so.
Yeah,
dia kata apa, mama, it's okay if papa doesn't come home anymore, we'll be okay, just us.
Yeah.
So this kakak is 13 years old, kan. Dah faham lah. Kan, dah besar, dah faham, dah tengok asyik maknya asyik sedih je.
Yeah, for sure dia nampak mak dia nangis every time, you know. So
mak dia tak tahu cerita tapi mungkin anak dia sendiri dengan sendirinya tahu.
Yeah.
So
tapi as what kita pernah cakap, mak ni vibes. Kalau mak happy, rumah pun happy.
Left, go left lo, go right lo.
Yeah. So she saw her mother vibes change also. Jadi itulah.
Tapi it's so sad, like
sad. When I read the email tadi early, kan, in English pun I tak boleh tahan. I felt so sad lah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure she's more happier now.
Yeah.
But lah, she mentioned that the trauma still lies. Of course, it's something. Kita kahwin bukan nak cerai, kan? We married not to you know, to separate. But if this is the kind of cases that people go through. They got no choice,
Yeah.
but you know.
They have to look forward for their happiness, for
Correct.
children happiness. That's more important. If you're okay lah, proud of you lah, Deepa, that you go through this macam mana nak cakap, you went through this
This phase of life, the phases of life.
and you are happier now with your children.
Yeah, thank you, Deepa, for
Thank you
your
so much,
email.
Deepa.
I'm sure you are watching this because you shared this with us. So yeah, saya cakap kalau cakap I kesian kat you, mesti you kata jangan kesiankan I lagi pasal
You're happier now.
you're happier now.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to mothers who had to go through the same
Story as yours lah.
kan. So korang ni yang tengah ngelaki orang ni sekarang ni, kalau korang yang tengah tengok ni gitu.
Janganlah kan, itulah as what I said. Janganlah rusakkan rumah tangga orang.
Tapi kenapa I'm just curious how one woman or man in general lah, tak kisah lelaki ke perempuan, dia tahu orang tu ada suami, orang tu ada isteri. Atau orang tu ada suami and orang ada anak-anak. Kalau
terjadi,
let's put myself in a situation that a guy approach me or a friend cakap aku ada masalah dengan isteri aku tengah gini-gini, I akan terus cakap, dan kau settle lah dengan isteri kau. Kalau kau rasa kau dah tak nak dengan isteri kau settle lah dengan dia. Kau tak payah nak berbual dengan aku, nak share dengan aku apa isteri kau buat kat engkau ke apa ke. Be a man and settle it with her.
Yes.
Then that's it. If let's say perempuan pergi kat laki ke nak share pasal laki dia ke apa, rumah tangga apa, korang nak kahwin pun korang plan sendiri. Kalau korang nak cerai pun korang plan sendiri lah.
Yalah, settle it yourself lah. I mean, kalau misalnya dah ada kau cerita dengan orang luar, itu je lah jadinya third party tu.
Yalah, that's the thing lah. Macam
kesian, kesian lah dia ni, dia cerita dengan aku gini. So hari ni dia cerita, besok dia cerita, another story. So that's where
macam cerita drama. Dia macam cerita kat kawan dia pasal hal isteri dia. Then after that, kawan dia ialah being a friend, you will be caring and you will macam show concern what. So lelaki ni senang
tergoda.
Tergoda kan, macam dia ni care, dia care about me, perempuan ni baik gini. Then start tu macam, bila aku balik bini aku tak layan aku, bila aku dengan kawan aku ni kawan aku layan aku. Mesti ada kawan kau apa.
Ya, betul.
Kau tunggu dia jadi bini kau.
Marah gitu kan.
Mestilah kita marah. Kita orang kita seorang isteri.
Yeah.
We feel this feeling that Deepa went through. Macam I cannot put myself in this kind of situation. Dah lah ada laki, tapi laki balik tak layan aku satu, tak layan anak-anak lagi. Habis kau busy melayan orang lain.
Itulah.
Kan? Jadi macam,
kalau kau rasa macam kau dah macam ni kan, dah ada rasa kau nak orang luar, kau cakap bini kau terus terang lah, aku dah tak suka kau ke.
I mean,
berterus terang lah.
Be a man lah, and just berterus terang and that, don't let your children go through this.
Kalau nak cakap, itulah as what kita cakap ni. Tepuk sebelah tangan takkan berbunyi. Kita tak boleh salahkan satu pihak. Kan?
Kesian that Deepa's children had to go through it. Sampai laki kau tak layan, I mean, this guy, this Deepa's ex-husband lah. You come back, you come back from work and then you don't look at your children. And then you don't play with them anymore. They are still young, they are not like late teens or what, that they have their own things to do. It's 8 and 13. They still need you and things like that. You already go out the whole day for work. You come back and you give that kind of attitude.
Go out for work, then confirm extra hours outside.
Exactly. Some more never go home lah. That's why until the daughter can say like that. And then that's the thing. You don't want to be with your wife. That's one. That's your problem. But children, children, tak muah, macam tak baik sih. It's really not nice for you to do that. And wait let me read this part just now. She said about the no children should go through it. Okay, here. it teaches children that love can vanish without warning. And this is very, very, very sad. No children should feel this, especially from their own parents.
Yeah.
Right? Kalau macam, yelah, kita kalau fall in love, lepas tu kita fall out of love tu, it's different. So, again, Deepa mentioned about children, anak dia, shouldn't feel this way. If dia yang go through it, laki dia dah tak sayang dia ke apa, it's fine.
Yeah.
But no children should go through this.
Yeah.
Yang tiba-tiba sayang tu rasa
Ada
tak sayang lagi.
kehilangan kasih sayang daripada especially their own dads.
Yeah, that's why. Kalau if budak kehilangan mak bapak tu terus tak ada kasih sayang tu lain cerita lah.
It's different.
This one is
They know that okay lah, the dad is around, but there's no love from him.
yeah, they
How
can
do you
feel it lah kan.
Yeah.
Kesian.
Pasal
my
kita
God.
as a sebagai seorang perempuan pun, kalau kita dah tak dapat kasih sayang daripada macam yalah, macam husband balik without ni pun kita dah terasa, apa lagi anak kan.
That's why. This is really a sad story lah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that Deepa, you know, like you mentioned, you finally, you know, took the step and you know, you realize that no, I'm not gonna let this happen anymore in the house. So I'm sure that you are more happier now. Your children are more happier too. To see you are happy.
Yes.
A
Correct.
happy mother means a happy child.
Children.
Children.
Happy mother, happy children,
Happy home.
happy home. Yes.
Yeah. Sesungguhnya ku tak bisa.
Walaupun parents out there, mak ke bapa, kalau nak buat sesuatu fikirlah anak kan. Itu je lah. Kalau rasa masih nak hengki-pengki, jangan kahwin lah. No?
Kan mak aku dah bersuara. But yeah lah. I mean, these cheating cases will never grow old, mother. I mean, ever since I became an adult, this cheating punya cerita tu tak habis sampailah sekarang.
Betul.
So sekarang lagi you can hear a lot of all these cheating cases lagi lah sekarang. Zaman sekarang kan orang akan buka cerita kiri kanan atas bawah. So lagilah kita updated with all this.
Yeah.
Compared to zaman mama.
Itulah.
Zaman mama kira dengar cerita je, dia ni dengan dia ni dengan dia ni. Tapi sekarang it's on the news
Yes.
and everywhere. Okay, I ada cerita. Dulu I kan masih bekerja. I will not say which job I was having at that point of time, because if not my colleagues will know who I'm talking about. But adalah satu masa ni my colleague nak time balik tu, there was this man waiting outside. So we're like, siapa tu lah, ingatkan macam yelah somebody new yang dia kenal ke apa. And then dia kenal, then she just bluntly tell us, tu aku baru kenal lah, dia laki orang, wife dia tengah pregnant. Habis I terus macam, you see I'm in a position that I'm her colleague and I'm a wife and I'm a mother at that point of time. I don't know how to look at her anymore. Ma faham tak? Macam kita colleague kan, kita boleh ketawa, kita boleh, we work together what. So but when suddenly that one fine day tu dia cakap dia keluar dengan lelaki ni, and when I look at that guy, I macam tengok tahu I muka lelaki tu kan, I dekat dalam, dia dekat luar kan tengah tunggu. Tapi macam kesiannya bini kau. Macam kesiannya bini kau. Macam she's pregnant right now kat rumah, not knowing her husband is there waiting for this woman. And I don't know what is going on with my ex-colleagues ni punya head
Mine
lah. Macam macam boleh macam gitu tau. I punya perasaan
tega.
I mean she don't have care about what other people feel lah, mungkin bini dia how she felt ke apa. But just putting yourself in her shoes will make you rasa sikit apa. Takkan kau tak ada rasa salah sikit pun. Mesti ada apa. But you still chose to go out You can simply reject what? Right? Jadi macam I terus macam I lost respect towards her as a woman lah. Honestly. Cuma work is work. When I talk to her, it's about work lah. Tapi I sedih. I memang sedih tau bila dia dah keluar tu, dia balik kerja dulu kan. Kita kan shift work, right? So I ambil shift yang last tu. I macam sebab ada I actually spoke to my other colleagues too. Macam oh my god, I never thought she was like that. I never thought she was like that. And kira walaupun you kerja dengan orang tu every day you meet that person, you tak tahu dia punya personal life macam mana. Yelah, I tak tahu kira before that I tak tahu yang dia sebenarnya keluar dengan lelaki orang. And tu lah, I hope that the couple is still married. You understand not? I don't know what happened afterwards, whether she got to know or not, the wife. Tapi kesian lah. Really kesian. Kau tengah mengandungkan anak laki kau. Habis laki kau. Tega tu not from my colleague. Tega tu datang dari laki dia.
Yeah. Okay. Itulah.
Yeah, that's why.
Itulah kita nak buat macam mana perkara.
Tapi kejap. Lihat tu. I'm still very curious lah. With women yang tahu lelaki ni ada isteri, tahu ada keluarga, and you still chose your own selfishness. That's one. Tapi mesti dia akan sampai ke tahap yang dia dah malas nak buat ni semua. Lepas tu dia nak settle down. Or maybe perhaps she fall in love lah. I think dia akan rasa takut sendiri tau. That laki dia akan buat apa yang dia buat. That perempuan lain akan buat apa yang dia buat ke orang lain. Faham tak?
Pasal dia buat pada orang. Tu pasal kita percaya pada kifarah lah. Kifarah tu ada.
Tapi macam kelakar kan, macam kau pernah buat all this shit, then after that one fine day you fell in. Because I don't think that's love lah bila dia buat macam gini kan. She's no longer with that guy also, you know. After that it's with others. But when you finally fall in love with the one and only guy that you end up marrying with, you then became a wife, what? And one day you will have your own children, what? Right? So yalah, I think orang yang macam gini tu dengan sendirinya akan jadi insecure. You will feel insecure because you know that kind of woman like you exist.
Yeah.
So dia akan kira termakan dengan dia punya own behaviour lah.
Dia akan takut sendirilah.
Yeah, I believe so. Dia akan sendirinya macam dengan bayangan dia overthink and things like that lah. I believe so lah.
Mungkin
I tak tahulah.
Kalau okay lah, sekadar tak tahulah mungkin macam for fun dia dengan someone's husband ni Tapi mama ada juga dengar macam sampai dia tahu dia ni ada wife, tapi walaupun wife dia try to macam pertahankan perkahwinan ni, but still masih keluar dengan suami orang juga. Masih ada perempuan yang macam okay lah, stop lah, aku pun tak nak rosakkan rumah tangga orang, stop. Tapi dia ni masih tau, masih sampai berkahwin juga. Tapi pada mama, kau ambil hak orang, one day you akan kehilangan hak engkau jugalah. Macam pada mama gitu. Because it happened, okay lah, terus terang macam I ever heard lah, tak payah bilang siapa lah because
of course, jangan sebut nama.
This person, dia ambil suami orang, dia kahwin dengan suami orang tu. Bila dia dah ada family sendiri, ada anak, dah ada anak, tak lama Allah ambil suami dia. Jadi dia menjanda. Dia menjanda, so kematian suami lah. Jadi dia ambil perempuan lain punya hak, perempuan lain punya suami. Dia kahwin dengan suami orang tu walaupun jadi cekcok jugalah, jadi kekecohan. Then penghabisan dia dapat apa yang dia nak, dapat kahwin dengan lelaki tu. Dapat berapa tahun tapi dah ada anak, Allah ambil suami dia pula.
Berapa banyak anak dia ada?
Tak salah mama 2, 1 ke 2. Dah 2 tak salah mama. So macam terperanjat jugalah kan. Itulah, cuma mama fikir kau ambil hak orang, Allah ambil hak kau. Itu je lah. Very sad lah, tapi dah. Macam mana nak cakap Dajjal? Itulah, I don't know.
Dajjal.
Bukan Dajjalan Allah ke, kita pun tak tahu tu.
Okay, do you find this like letak couple ada anak, lepas tu ada third party, lepas tu cerai, kahwin dengan third party, is that jodoh? Do you consider that jodoh? Like in your personal view, do you consider that jodoh?
I don't think so lah. Pada mama macam more to perosak lah mama rasa. It's not jodoh lah.
Because my point of view also, I rasa juga bila kita kahwin, kita should mempertahankan perkahwinan tu.
Kebanyakan perempuan, diorang banyak nak cuba pertahankan. Okay lah, bukan perempuan lah. Masuk mama, tak kira lah lelaki ke perempuan yang ada third party ni, selalunya the victim yang try to pertahankan perkahwinan ni. They try to fight, macam they try lah macam nak pertahankan, tapi
lama-lama orang penat juga.
dia penat. Dan tapi yang buat crime ni, dia don't care about dia punya victim ni lah.
Yalah. That's why I say lah, macam like example my ex-colleague tu kan, dia when she's doing it, when she knows she's going out with this guy, she still go on with it, knowing, you know.
Yeah, no.
And she can just tell us, oh, dia lelaki ni actually lelaki orang.
And proudly say that,
I don't know whether she's proud or not lah, tapi she can just tell us. Macam she's open lah about it lah. So she can just be quiet and don't tell, right?
Yeah.
But she end up telling us.
Yeah.
So tu pasal I macam gitu lah, macam terasa lah. Lagi-lagi and she can say wife dia pun tengah pregnant. So itulah dia.
Itulah.
Kita buat yang terbaik je lah dalam hidup ni kan. Kalau boleh try to avoid all this lah. Benda yang tak sepatutnya tu, lagi-lagi when it involves children, it's crazily teruk. It's gonna
affect the children.
It's gonna be it's definitely gonna affect the children. Itulah.
Kalau boleh tu janganlah rosakkan rumah tangga orang. Kalau kita dah dengar macam, maybe kita memanglah terjatuh cinta dengan suami orang lah, example. Tapi bila kita fikir, dah lah, janganlah. Kita boleh, as what you said earlier, kita boleh back off.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, kan?
Right. It's a choice. Whatever you do is still a choice.
And remember lah, you did something to macam perempuan buat kepada perempuan lain, kifarah tu ada. Or you say yang word yang dahsyat ni, word yang keras sikit is karma lah. Believe in karma.
Apa yang baik yang datang dari kita tu baik. Tapi
kita buat taladan.
Tapi mana yang kita tak cakap baik tu jangan
ikut lah kan.
Kadang kita emosi gitu kan. Berapa perempuan biasalah. Sama.
Biasalah.
Yalah. But of course lah, ni semua, this kind of stories buat kita orang lebih fikir kan. Kita kalau boleh jangan jadi macam gitu. Kita ni hidup bukan untuk jadi orang tak baik. Kita nak buat yang baik. Kita nak semuanya lah. Kita ada kita punya kekurangan juga.
Yalah.
Everybody, I think every wife, every mother, every husband, every anak, all ada kekurangan. Tapi we try to be
kita boleh perbaiki
good every day.
Kita boleh perbaiki.
Yeah. And don't make jangan buatkan perkara yang menyakiti tu like normalize it. Don't normalize it. Macam kadang kata-kata pun yang hurtful words tu we normalize it macam rasa tak ada benda.
Sakit tahu hati. Hati tu
sakitnya tu di sini di dalam hatiku. Sakitnya tu di sini. Na, 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 na. Okay lah. So, thank you Deepa again for your
thank you,
email.
Deepa. Thank you so much.
I tak tahu banyak kali kita nak thank you because really kita dah dapat email kita especially me, I get very excited. Okay. So, Ika selalu remind Kak, you don't forget to say follow us on YouTube, subscribe, follow us on our socials, Instagram, TikTok and Spotify.
And email to us more.
Yeah, email us more. Right now kita baru, it's still December. We launch on 12. We have 2 emails already, and I feel very happy.
Yeah.
But we want more. Okay lah. Thank you all for watching. We will see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.